Happy Beltane, my crafty friends, and welcome back to the attic. Before we get started, let's light our candle to represent our Beltane fires. As the wheel turns to Beltane, the year seems to step out of spring's doorway and into the first bright promise of summer. I have brewed a little hawthorn with hibiscus tea that I thought was very fitting for our Beltane video today. There's something about this time of year that feels alive at the edges. Blossoms opening, trees greening, sunlight lingering a little longer, and old stories beginning to stir in those hedgerows again. Beltane is traditionally celebrated around May 1st and is often thought of as one of the great fire festivals of the year. It marks a seasonal turning point, a threshold between spring and summer, between the tender beginnings and the fuller blooming of the warm months ahead. It also marks the end of the dark days of winter and the beginning of the lighter, brighter summer days ahead. For this creative turning folio, I wanted to create something that felt full of blossoms, flame, folklore, and that little bit of enchantment that seems to gather when May arrives. This kit is my creation for our year-long collaboration, The Creative Turning, that I host with Stacy over at Crafty Dragon Creations. If you've been following along with us all year, then you'll know that each turning of the wheel brings a new folio, new inspiration, and coordinating freebies in both of our Facebook groups. For Beltane and all the celebrations throughout the wheel of the year, you'll find freebies in both my Facebook group and Crafty Dragon Creations, so be sure to visit both of those throughout the collaboration. The links will be down in the description box. And of course, don't forget about our year-long creative turning game. For each seasonal stop along the wheel, there's a piece to collect. By the end of the year, you have gathered all the pieces from all the celebrations, and then you'll be able to post your completed wheel at the end of the event for a chance to be entered in our final prize drawing. Today, I'm going to be flipping through my completed folio while I share some favorite pieces of Beltane's folklore and seasonal magic. Beltane has always felt like a celebration of life returning in full color, its blossoms and greenery, warmth and firelight, thresholds and possibility. It carries that feeling of stepping into the season with hope, energy, and a little spark of wonder. One of the figures I want to talk about with this turning of the wheel is Rhiannon. Though she is not always associated with Beltane, she is one of my favorites. Rhiannon comes to us through Welsh mythology. She is often associated with horses, sovereignty, movement, and otherworldly. In her story, she appears riding a pale horse, graceful, mysterious, and impossible to overtake until she herself chooses to stop. I love that image for this season, not because Rhiannon belongs only to Beltane, but because her presence feels so fitting at this threshold time of year. She carries that sense of movement between worlds, of beauty, strength, and choosing one's path with grace and certainty. And that is one of the things I have been trying to work on these last few months, choosing my own path. There's something very Beltane-like in that feeling of forward motion, the year no longer waiting, but riding out in full bloom. You may notice that I've leaned into florals, warmth, movement, and a little old world magic with this folio. I wanted it to feel like something you might have found near a May gathering, tucked between blooming branches or carried home after a day of flowers, firelight, and story. Another piece of Beltane folklore that I find especially beautiful is the May tree. In many May Day and Beltane traditions, hawthorn is closely tied to this season. Hawthorn is often called the May tree because of the way it bursts into blossom around this time of year. It flowers like seasonal announcement, as if hedgerows themselves were saying summer is near. Hawthorn carries a lot of old folklore. It has been connected with protection, fertility, thresholds, and the fairy realm. In Ireland especially, solitary hawthorn trees have often been treated with deep respect, caution, and sometimes called fairy trees or fairy thorns. There's something wonderfully mysterious about that, and the idea that a tree standing alone in a field might not simply be a tree, but a meeting place, a boundary marker, or a doorway into a story older than our own. That is why Beltane is often connected with the Fae. At this time of the year, the veil between the everyday world and the other world is often imagined as thinner. Land is blooming, the air feels charged, and old traditions tell of fairies being active around May Day, whether you think of that literally, symbolically, or simply as folklore. It adds such a wonderful layer to this season. It makes Beltane feel like a time to pay attention, to notice what's blooming, to honor the thresholds, and to leave a little room for wonder. There's also old tales of warnings about the hawthorn. In some folklore, falling asleep beneath a hawthorn tree was considered very risky because you might be taken away by the fairies or wake changed by the encounter. And that brings me to a little fairy tale thread I wanted to mention. There are connections often drawn between thorn folklore and the story of Sleeping Beauty, especially in the Grimm version known as Little Briar Rose, where the sleeping castle is surrounded by a great thorn hedge. Some writers have also connected the tale's thorn imagery with older beliefs about hawthorn, not as a simple one-to-one source, but as part of a wider world of folklore where thorns can protect, enchant, divide, and conceal. The thorn is not only danger, it is also protection. It marks a boundary between what may have entered and what must be respected. It can hide a sleeping story until the right time. As we moved through this folio, I hope you could see the pieces coming together: the blossom, the flame, the hawthorn, and the fairy hedges. The sense of something bright and enchanted just beyond the edge of the path. The folio itself was created to feel useful as well as story-filled. You'll find places for tucking, layering, journaling, and adding little seasonal notes or memory pieces. It can stand on its own as a Beltane project, or can become part of your larger creative turning collection as we continue to move throughout the year. I love that by the end of this collaboration, each folio will hold a different seasonal feeling. Imbolc with its first stirrings, Ostara with its renewal and balance, and now Beltane with its blossoms, fire, folklore, and the livelier magic of May. If you're crafting along with us, be sure to post in our Facebook groups so that we can see what you're making. We love to see your creations. And remember to collect those Beltane wheel pieces and all the wheel pieces throughout the collaboration. And by the end of the event, you'll be able to share this completed wheel for the final prize drawing. If you're new here and this is the first time you've seen this, there will be a link down in the description box that tells you all about this collaboration. And I want to thank you again for spending a little time with me here today and joining us as the wheel turns once again. And I hope this Beltane Folio brings you a bit of blossom, a bit of firelight, and maybe even a feeling of something nearby. Just beyond those hawthorn branches, the old stories are still awake. So until next time, y'all take care.